So the Canadian Securities Exchange, we tend to do a couple or three events in Montreal every year. Basically, it's to connect with the local financial services community and local entrepreneurs looking to source low-cost capital through the facilities of the Canadian Securities Exchange. We spoke this afternoon about the cannabis industry, and there's particular interest in the cannabis space here in the province of Quebec because, again, they're underrepresented to date in terms of the number of licensed producers that are in the public markets. So again, there's a lot of interest here from the accounting firms, the law firms, and the investment dealers in the space. And I think we're seeing a lot more activity from the province of Quebec as time has gone on. There are a lot of issues. We've learned a lot about the industry over the last 4 to 6 months, in particular since legalization back in October.
The cannabis space has evolved so much since the law took effect 4 months ago on October 17th, 2018. We are now waiting for the final regulations on edibles to see how new product forms and classes of cannabis will be treated, and new opportunities that will open up in the market for edibles, extracts, topicals, etc. We're also looking at interesting new developments internationally as the World Health Organization moves to deschedule cannabis, and how the U.S. is changing quickly in terms of more markets becoming available, as well as CBD oils becoming more accessible. We're seeing a lot of M&A activity in the space, both consolidation of existing cannabis companies as well as vertical integration. We're seeing companies looking to acquire food and beverage and cosmetics companies in order to be properly ready for edible, topical, and extracts legalization, which will be coming forward sometime in 2019. We're also seeing a lot of international opportunities with joint ventures coming in from Europe and from Latin America.
CSE in Montreal, another great event was held today. Really good turnout, good energy in the room. Just speaking from Montreal and Quebec, we're on the bandwagon here. We're really active in the space of cannabis. Got a lot of private companies here, and we're hoping to get them public soon.
Well, I was asked here this evening to just give the folks in the crowd a better sense of the landscape of commercial insurance for cannabis and the cannabis industry. Happy to do that, and really to give the message that it's growing. Insurers were initially very wary of the business because it is an emerging new set of risks that people are not that aware of. But as time goes on, and with the right type of advice and the right type of team helping these new cannabis companies, we are bringing more and more insurance capacity to the table.
I guess it was a very interesting panel, and of course there's a lot of interest on the future of this market, especially as it pertains to edibles regulations and what the government is going to be doing. So those are the future products right now, because we can only have dried flower and oil, but now it's cannabis edibles, like a cookie, concentrates, topicals, creams, etc. And so the government just finished today actually a large consultation on that, and we expect these regulations to be implemented probably before the election, October 17th, because the goal is to get it in before the end of the year. So that will, just by virtue of allowing that market to expand, is going to create a new market in Canada. So some of the issues will be the regulatory burden that Health Canada has placed on it, and everybody agrees that there has to be responsible use. From a production point of view, it will be challenging navigating those rules, plus the branding and the marketing is going to be challenging, because of course the government's stated goal is not to appeal to youth with these products. So we'll have to navigate that avenue, and so look for these products to probably hit Canada in Q1 or 2 of 2020, but you won't have, these glossy kind of easy products that we come to expect when you look at markets elsewhere.
So we're actually just coming out of development. We've created, built, designed our CO2 extractor, which is now fully certified, and we just delivered 3 machines last week, in fact. But what's really exciting for us is the fact that extracts, edibles, and topicals hasn't even been legalized yet. So that's going to be coming this fall, and that's basically what the whole industry is waiting for. It's the biggest growth area in the industry. Cannabis oil is basically the base ingredient for every derivative product in cannabis. So all the licensed producers, all the applicants are now thinking about this and looking not only to the type of extraction equipment that they want, but to help in setting up their turnkey extraction facilities for extraction and processing. So that's what's really exciting for us, because everything that we've been saying we've been wanting to do, and we're starting to do it, and people are coming to us now. We've been working on vape pens for almost 3 years now, so we've created the processes to make a really nice oil that works really well with the vape pens that we've developed as well. So I'm really excited to see that. In my own personal experience, I can just tell you that over the years, I've been a consumer for quite a long time, and I've always offered a joint to my friends. Every time I'd go out to have a puff, I would say to them, I'm going out for a puff, would you like to come? Over all these years, the answer has always been no. Starting a few years ago when we started doing the R&D on the vape pens, now the question has come, not me so much asking them if they'd like to come for a puff, but it's them asking me, hey Rosie, do you have one of those vape pens? So that's even before this is all legal. So I think the market is just going to expand. I think we're in this for a long time. It's a marathon, not a sprint for us, and the value that we see is not only here in Canada, but going international. So we're really excited about the opportunities.